There was some year I bent down to tie my laces. I could no longer tie my laces. I was breathing so hard.
Because of the weight.
So I was just like, okay, what is this? Like, I cannot tie my laces. Like, no.
That's when you reach the point and you're like, oh shoot, I need to do something.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, now I have to do something.
Yeah.
And then the other bit is that, my eldest son, my 8-year-old, is energetic. He loves to run, to compete. His type of games are those ones that he is very.
He's rough. He wants
He's
to
rough.
like,
He's like,
you know.
yeah, he's a boy.
Yeah.
I've started dating someone. Maybe they will play with them,
Mhm.
and then some
Like
voice.
taking yourself out of that picture. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the one going
Yeah,
to.
I'm a lady. I cannot
play with
do
them.
that because my younger one is soft. So he doesn't love those games of hitting, of carrying him, of punch. Voicing me tells me, okay, then I need to step up so I can enjoy something with him, because or whatever he loves to do is something energetic. But if at all I cannot run, if at all I cannot bend down to tie my laces, very early in the morning as the boys are still asleep, I used to walk out, and there I at least push myself to run, but I could hardly catch my breath after running. So I ended up most of the time like giving up and walking. That's when I met my friend Ima, and Ima joins me.
Yeah, we started by walking.
We
Now
started by
running.
walking,
Oh
and
my
then she's just
gosh.
like, wait, do you know we can try? Okay, let's try. Because I'm like, you know
Like,
what? I
do
cannot
half-half.
run. I cannot do this. She understood. She's just like, okay, it's okay. So she put targets of, let's run from this distance to the other lights on Picard.
Slow.
Slow.
Like slow.
When
Like
you get
that's not
tired,
like jogging.
you stop.
Yeah.
So that helped me. So I used to make sure, like, okay, she just said, okay, up to there. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to run, and at least it's up to there. I'm about to get there.
Push
And as
yourself.
soon as I push myself to that light, I'm like, I'm done.
She would
I'm no longer
stop,
doing it.
completely stop.
And I would stop. Even the walking, I could not no longer walk or do anything. But it went on months, and then she kept on
Of doing that.
increasing. Okay, now that time you did up to here, and up before I knew, I could now tie my laces after some time. Could tie my laces
Right.
without breathing so hard. I could
Right,
bend down and
right.
tie my
You were
laces.
more active.
I was more active, and I saw, and I was just like, wait, I can run without breathing hard. Because before, and even when I ran like for 5 minutes, I was breathing as if I had ran a marathon.
You're like dying.
I was dying, like, oh my God, I'm dying. But this time I'm like, okay, wait, I made it to the other light. And then she would increase. Okay, now let's run from this light to the other light. And she really helped me on my journey, because she actually, whenever I stopped, she stopped. Even though how she could run throughout, she stopped with me and we walked. And she was patient with me. I guess in this journey, someone has to understand you, someone has to help you out, and someone has to be patient with you.
Right.
Because most of the time, sometimes I failed, and she was patient to wait for me. And sometimes I did it, and I was happy. I was just happy of, oh my God,
I can do at least
I can
half.
wake up. But
Yeah.
it's something that I always, when I used to watch movies growing up, I loved seeing ladies who wake up, going out of their houses
In the morning.
and
when
running
everybody's still sleeping.
when everyone's still sleeping. So
Oh.
I loved it so much. And after I started running, I'm like, wait, now, yeah, and now I can do it. I can wake up in the morning and run. So it's something that has been so interesting for me and enjoyable for me. Yes, but running inside the gym, no, I hate it. Because for the treadmill, I feel like I'm not going anywhere. Outside, I see different places. I'm like, when I reach here, I cannot stop because I have to find a way back home. But again, I'm seeing
And
cars.
there's an end point. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop
Yeah.
somewhere.
I'm going to stop somewhere,
Yeah.
but on the treadmill, I don't know when I'm stopping, and then I'm in the same place, and I'm like,
It gets boring.
it gets boring for
Yeah.
me. But outside, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing trees, I'm seeing the cloud. I reached a point of I could run the whole route, and I was trying to beat time of I have to run within this time. Oh, now I've reduced. Now I'm not running.
Yeah.
But that's the way it has been. So after some time of the running, after some time, Ima puts in the part of now we have to fast. I'm like, okay, I have never fasted. I used to fast like the Christian fasting of
Right,
beginning
yeah,
of a year, but
yeah.
I used to be this type of fasting of I
Intermittent
fast
fasting is what she's talking
as
about.
I'm drinking my water. Or maybe I fast.
You have to go to work.
Yes.
Run. Thank you for joining me. Anyway, what she did for me was encouraging me to wake up in the morning, as she was sharing that I encouraged her to run and do a little more for herself because she was in bad shape. What she did for me was waking up in the morning. I never considered myself a morning person. I hated waking up in the morning. I couldn't stand the people that were doing it. I'm like, why? Like, sleep and do your workout like later. I don't know, because I used to work out like in the evening after work. I don't even know how I did that because now I'm done. By the end of the day, I am not interested. I have zero energy and I just want to come home or do something else but exercise. So, what she did for me was encourage me to wake up in the morning. Like, you're looking for food? Apparently, we're not fasting today. Anyways, what I was saying was now that I tried the side of waking up in the morning and doing your exercise in the morning, I definitely prefer it from doing my exercises in the evening. I feel like I have a longer day waking up and everybody's still in their beds. It's quiet outside. And mostly, I'm listening to a podcast, something interesting, um, or even not listening to anything. Like, I don't care. It's just nice to have that time to yourself before life starts, before running kids to school, bye, before going to work. Like, I enjoy that part now of it. So, and I like going out when it's still like a little dark, like there's no one out there. Most of the time, like my son is still asleep. um, Mark is just leaving for work. Like, sometimes I get to like see everybody before, but I love that I can do that now. And not most of the time. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's hard, and I have to tell myself all kinds of stories just to get out of bed, just not to snooze a million times. Like, I have to tell myself the story, or I have to remind myself the feeling that I get after I'm done, with my alone time, with praying, with, you know, exercising. Like, I'm done with it. I have to remember the feeling that I get after that. That's what usually gets me out of bed. Anyways, so today we discussed a little bit about our journey. You heard a little bit from my friend Angie, that I call her. Her name is Angela. Um, we've been friends for a few years. She's literally the best person. She is kind, she's loving, she's giving. She has two boys that are around my son's age, so they're really good friends. She lives across from me, so she could literally come over anytime. I can go over her house anytime. We have keys to each other's houses. Um, we share our hard times and happy times, and she prays for me, I pray for her, and we have a really good relationship. And we are from the same country. We're both from Uganda, so we have similar stories, but the more we talk, we find out that we also have so many different stories. She grew up differently than I did, but we are from the same country. So it's always interesting to hear her side of the story, you know, how she was raised, how I was raised. I know she was raised by a single mother, so was I. So we have a lot of stuff in common. And so this is basically an introduction podcast, or whatever, chat, whatever you want to call it, to our day-to-day kind of things. We're just going to be sharing some stories about ourselves, our families, our lives, things we go through, difficulties, our fears, our fights, our wins, trauma. There's always trauma. New, doing the new me. Anyways, thank you for watching if you did, and look out for more stories from us, our fitness journey. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day, and I hope you do something that brings you joy today. Bye.